You
Sure.
worked as a strategy consultant for Accenture for almost 4 years, and then for Google as an analytical consultant. And some people have told me that working for Google is like having an MBA, not to mention working for Accenture. Now, in addition, on the side, you also worked in e-commerce for a family business in Norway. With all these different experiences, why did you decide you wanted or needed an MBA?
Good question. So I first started to think about doing an MBA when I was in consulting, and really because I'd come to, and this is something throughout really. And one of my main motivator was I'd come into business coming from an engineering background, so coming from a technical background, where my kind of quantitative skills and analytical skills were good, but I didn't have that much grounding in terms of, in terms of kind of finance, management, stuff like that. And I was fine for probably the first, I would say, first few years of my career. But I found when I was most notably at Google, I was fortunate enough to be brought into some really like high profile meetings with some of their senior clients, so the CMOs of some of the largest e-commerce companies in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So fantastic experience. But I was sitting at some of these meetings and I was just like, I don't know how you work out marketing ROI, or some of these things. There were things that I just didn't have the fundamental business knowledge around of, and because I could do the quant, I could do the maths and things like that and solve problems, but seeing that actually there were broader things I'd like to really expand my skill base at and expand my kind of fundamental background knowledge. And then on top of that, I'd always had throughout my business days a kind of back burner of list of ideas that I'd kind of maintained in an old notebook, or back in my diary of things, of little business ideas I had for different things. And I thought, well, is there an opportunity that I can also find a course that will allow me to explore some of these ideas at the same time? And that was one of the things that kind of led me to sort of sealing the deal on applying for an MBA.